Hello students, welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture, we'll start with unit number 6, that's the multiple access technique. And the topic that we are going to discuss today is a TDMA, CDMA and FDMA. So let's begin. So what are the course outcomes of unit number 6? So this is the course outcome of unit number 6. The outcome states that interpret the need and limitation of various multiplexing techniques and acknowledge the need of spread spectrum scheme. The Bloom's taxonomy level mapped to this particular outcome is a 3 and the PO mapping is 1 and 2. The content of unit number 6 are introduction to multiple access techniques, that is CDMA, TDMA and FDMA, spread spectrum techniques, DSSS and FHSS, orthogonal codes and their property, pure and slotted aloha, media access control protocol, that is a CSMA. So these all are the contents of unit number 6. Now the learning objectives of today's lecture are: introduction to multiple access technique is a learning objective of today's lecture. Then we are going to see in detail the working of a TDMA, FDMA and a CDMA. And finally the difference between TDMA, FDMA and CDMA. So let's begin. So first thing is, up till now we have studied the word multiplexing. So what is the basic difference between multiplexing and multiple access? So first thing is, multiplexing is a process in which several signals from a different channels are shared channel with a greater capacity. So here a greater signal or a greater channel is shared by different number of channels, that is called as a multiplexing. Whereas in case of multiple access, when there is a sharing, when the sharing is carried out with respect to the remote resources such as satellite, is called as a multiple access. Access means we are accessing multiple resources, is called as a multiple access. Multiplexing means what? Where we are transferring multiple signal over a same channel. So this is a basic difference between multiplexing and multiple access. Now let's begin. The first one is multiple access technique, the actual topic of our syllabus. So multiplexing is defined as a sharing of a communication channel throughout a local combining at a common part. In many cases, however, the communication channel must be efficiently shared among many users that are geographically distributed, and that is called as that attempt to communicate at a random point at the time. That is a multiple access theorem. There are three basic schemes which have been devised for efficient sharing of a single signal channel under these conditions, and they are called as a TDMA, there is a time division multiple access, FDMA, frequency division multiple access, and finally CDMA, there is a code division multiple access technique. And these techniques can be used along or together in telephone system, and they are well illustrated by most advanced mobile cellular systems. The first one is the time division multiple access, TDMA. TDMA is a digital cellular telephone communication network. It facilitates many users to share the same frequency without the interference. Its technology divides a signal into a different time slot. So here the time slot is a very important character. We have divided the signals into different time slots, and hence the increases the data carrying capacities. So this is a diagram of a TDMA. So if you have a look, here we have shared the time. This is a power versus frequency. So here for each user is allotted with a different time slot. So that is a time division multiple access. So just take an example. The first user, let each user is assigned with a time slot of a 20 seconds. So first user will assign a time slot of a 20 seconds. Next user is having a time slot from 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and then after 60 it will come back to the first user. So in this way the TDMA technology took place. So here each user allotted a different times on the channel. This is your time division multiple access technique. How it works basically. So TDMA takes a cellular communication channel and it slices it into a series of time segments. Each cellular user is assigned the time slides with a given number, and each user transmits information only for the duration of their time segments using the TDMA scheme. By small time segments and the high slicing frequency, users previous them continuous communication channels. So this I have shown a small animation of how TDMA works. So if you have a look, suppose your first channel A is passing the time B and the C, and then as the D is empty, it doesn't carry information, then the B come, C come, and then D. So in this way it works. So if you have a look, what it will do now, first it will pass the signal A, then B. Now C and D and A again doesn't have any information, but the time slots remains there. So each one is having a fixed time slot, whether it is passing the signal or not, but the time slot is there. So here the C, D, A are the empty slots. So here we are just wasting out the time. And then come the B. So here we are not checking whether the data is not there, data is there or not. We are just passing the signal for that particular period of a time. This is a time division multiplexing techniques. Advantages of a TDMA: flexible bitrate, no frequency guard bands required, no need for precise and narrowband filter, easy for mobile or a baseband station to initiate and execute handoff, extended battery life, and TDMA installations offer saving in base station equipment, space and maintenance. The most cost efficient technology for upgrading a current analog system to the digital. Disadvantages of using TDMA: requires network-wide timing synchronization, requires signal processing, pro-match filtering and correlation detection, demands high peak power on uplink in transit mode. Uplink means where you are transferring a signal from a base station to a upward direction, that's a uplink, and multipath distortion. So these all are the disadvantages of using TDMA. Then the frequency division multiple access, that's a FDMA. FDMA is a division of a frequency bands allotted for wireless cellular telephone communication into the channels. Each channel can be assigned to only one user at a time. All user transmits and receive at a different frequency because every user receives an individual frequency slot. So here the division is done with respect to the frequency. The frequency slot is there. So here is a diagram of FDMA. So here if you observe, each user is allocated with a different frequency band. So this is your frequency. So for this particular range of frequency, first user is working. For this particular range of frequency, second user is using. Second user is allotted. So in this way there is a division of a frequency, and the frequency divisions are separated out by the guard band. So here we are using a guard band to separate out the frequencies. How it works: FDMA allows multiple users to send data through a single communication channel by dividing the bandwidth of a channel into separate non-overlapping frequency subchannels, then allocating each sub-channel to a separate user. User can send data throughout the sub-channel by modulating it on a carrier wave at a sub-channel's frequency. In FDMA methods, guard bands are used. I have already told you we are using a guard bands, and they are used in between the adjacent frequency slot to minimize the crosstalk between the channels. A specific frequency band is given to one person and it will receive by identifying each of the frequency on the receiving end. It is often used in the first generation of analog mobile communication. The difference between FDMA and FDM: FDMA is also different form of a frequency division multiplexing, that's a FDMA. FDMA refers to a physical layer method that bends and transmits low bandwidth channels via high bandwidth channel. FDMA is, in contrast, is a channel access technique in a data link layer. Advantages of a FDMA: if channel is not in use, it sits ideal. This is a basic and most important advantage. Channel bandwidth is relatively narrow, simple algorithm, and forms a hardware standpoint, fairly efficient when the number of stations is small and the traffic is uniformly constant. Capacity increase can be obtained by reducing the information bit rate and using efficient digital code. No need for network timing. No restriction regarding the types of baseband or the types of modulation. Along with it is having some disadvantages. The presence of guard band is one of the major disadvantage of using FDMA. Requires right RF filtering to minimize adjacent channel interfacing. Minimum or maximum bit rate per channel is fixed. Small inherent flexibility in bit rate capacity, does not differ significantly from analog system. Last one, code division multiple access, that's a CDMA. Code division multiple access is a channel access method used by various radio communication technologies. Nowadays, if you have observed, most of the previously the phones are having a CDMA technologies. So what is the usage of using CDMA technology? Because here for each user a code is assigned, therefore it's called as a CDMA. CDMA is an example of a multipath access where several transmitter can send information simultaneously over a single communication channels. This allows several users to share a band of a frequency. So this is an example. If you see here, there is a splitting in a time as well as a frequency. So this is called as a CDMA technology. So here each user allocated a different code on a channel capacity. So it's like you can talk with anyone, any particular period of a time, or at any frequency. That is the basic logic of using a CDMA working. So CDMA accesses entirely different approach from the time division and the multiple access and time division and the FDMA. CDMA, after digitizing the data, spread out the data over an entire available bandwidth. Multiple cells are overlapped to each other on a channel which is assigned with a unique sequence code. CDMA is form of a spread spectrum technique. Now in next lecture we are going to discuss about the spread spectrum technique, which means the data can be sent in a small pieces over a number of frequency available to use at any time in a specified range. So this is how it works. So CDMA users are separated by the code. So on the same channel, see here, this is the first phone, this one is the second code, each one is having a separate code. If this code is purple code, this one is a green. So on the same channel you can transmit the signal from the purple as well as from the green. So as they both are having different code, so they can easily communicate. So that is the use of a CDMA. Here the no time slot is assigned or no particular frequency is assigned. You can talk at any particular period of a time or at any frequency. Advantages of a CDMA: many users of CDMA use the same frequency. TDD and FDD may be used. Multipath fading may be substantially reduced because of a large signal bandwidth. No absolute limit on the number of users is a major advantage. And easy addition of more users. Impossible for a hacker to decipher the code sent. Better signal quality. No sense of handoff when changing cell. Disadvantages of a CDMA: as the number of users increases, the overall quality of a service decreases. Self-jamming. Difference between TDMA and CDMA and FDMA. TDMA, first is segment sending time into the disjoint time slots, demands driven or fixed pattern. Segment the frequency band into disjoint subband. Spread the spectrum using orthogonal codes. All terminals are active for short period of a time on the same frequency. Every terminal has its own frequency uninterpreted. All terminal can be active at the same place at the same moment uninterpreted. Synchronization in a time domain. Filtering in a time domain, frequency domain. Code pulse special receiver. Established, fully digital, flexible. Simple establishment and robust. Flexible, less frequency planning needed. Soft handover. So this all are the differences. And last one is here the guard space needed and the synchronization is difficult. In FDMA, inflexible, frequency are scarce resources. Complex receivers need more complicated power control for the sender. So this is the diagram. So if you observe, I have taken, this is the simpler form. To the FDMA, this is your frequency and this one is your time. So here the frequency is assigned. So for one particular, see the frequency is allocated to one user. So if one is having the frequency for the first F2 and F3, they are separated by the guard band, and in that case there is no limit on a time. In TDMA, here there is a restriction on a time. Here the frequency is same, but the time, the first user is having a time of T1 or 1, 2, 3 are the time for the user 2 and 3 likewise. And in case of a CDMA, there is a spread code. So each user is assigned with a spread code which is present for a particular time, which is present throughout the time and throughout the frequency. So that is a CDMA technology. With this we have finished the first bit of unit number 6. Thank you so much.